We're live.
We're live! At least I think we are.
Oh, we definitely are. We're counting down. It's red. It's live. We're here.
All right.
We'll see if the notifications get pushed out.
Oh, yeah, because last time it was like
Delayed.
several minutes delayed.
I haven't received one yet.
Well, I guess we're just going to sit here and talk to ourselves until it does.
We are going to. Let's hold off until we get some people. Ken's here.
Ken!
Hello, Ken.
Hey, Ken!
Thank you, as always, for joining us.
Yeah.
Yeah, where are our notifications, YouTube? Come on. People have to be reminded of things.
You know, YouTube does stuff when it wants to do it. Doesn't do it when it's supposed to do it.
Well, it is called YouTube, not whatever I want to.
Well, YouTube does... I think YouTube is referring to itself, not us.
I guess so. Paul says, hi guys. Hello, Paul.
Hi, Paul.
Thank you for joining us today. We're
Yeah.
starting to get some filtering in here. So for those just joining us, it is a similar start to our last live where YouTube has not sent out the notification that we're live. So
Yeah.
I don't think people realize that we are on the air yet. Cloda's here. Afternoon all. Hello, Cloda.
Hi, Cloda.
Good afternoon to you over in Ireland.
Ah.
We're going to talk about that area. Kind of.
Oh.
Kind of.
Well, as in, like, not the U.S., overseas.
Right.
Overseas.
Right. It's not Ireland specifically, but close to that
Yes.
region. So we are just kind of vamping right now, trying to wait for people to join us on the air here because, again, for whatever reason, the notifications... Did you guys get notifications? Those of you that are here, I haven't received anything.
Probably not, because we haven't gotten it.
Yeah, nothing coming through.
I don't...
Ah, there's one. There's the notification. All right,
hi,
so if
John.
it's anything, hello, John. Yeah, Paul says just got the notification. Ken
There it
says
is.
yes. So if it's anything like the last time, the numbers of people on here will jump significantly in about 5 minutes here. So, yeah, piling in. Well, we're here today.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of cruise news going on in the world.
Yeah, and, you know, it's one of those things, like yesterday when we were, like, announced that we were going to go live, we kind of have cruise news. We'll let you know what we do and still do not know yet, because I think that's kind of the thing is what we don't know is still just as important as what we do know. We kind of know some stuff. We still kind of don't know some stuff. But we're going to let you know what we do know today, what information we're still waiting on, and kind of what the world is doing in terms of trying to get information.
Just took a big jump there on, well, not big jump, but a sizable jump on number of people on here. So, and all of you were letting us know about the notifications at different times. So it's definitely kind of going out categories here.
Yeah.
Came through on the iPad, not on the phone. So
I think that's just what we're going to have to expect from the old tube that is you.
yeah, hopefully people will keep filing in here. Well, we're going to just get started because we don't know when these notifications are going to come out. So
Yeah, I mean, we'll be circling around on information anyways.
we will be. So the majority of things we'll be talking about today are cruise related, which, hey, you know, it's been about a year since we've done that. Well, in a good way. In a somewhat good way.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we definitely have some good news. We don't have, like, full news or anything, but, you know, we have some stuff to, like, talk about. Stuff is definitely kind of moving around, and, you know, people as in cruise lines and CDC and everybody involved with cruising is still kind of figuring stuff out right now.
Right, so it's been, you know, for the past several months, we've been talking so much about, you know, whether it was theme parks, when those opened back up, Disney and Universal, and now we've been doing that for coming up on a year here. And then it was sandals and beaches. We went to Royal Plantation, went to Turks and Caicos. So we just wrapped up the Beaches, Turks and Caicos playlist.
Yeah, that was such a fun one. I kind of sad that it's over. I really liked that trip, and of course, in turn, I really liked that playlist and everything. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and enjoyed seeing that resort. I really hope you enjoyed seeing that resort because you're probably going to see it from us again at some point in time.
Absolutely.
But yeah, it was a hefty one in that, like, maybe it wasn't like our longest series, but it was a decently sized one, and I just felt like there was so much to show.
Yeah.
In that one, like, just that was just such a big resort, and obviously if you watched the resort tour that we just posted the other day, you saw just how huge that property was. But it was great. It was so pretty. I watched that, like, when I was editing that footage, I was like, oh, look at the water, it's so pretty.
Beautiful.
I want to go back there.
Beautiful. We've been all around the Caribbean. That's the most gorgeous water we've seen.
Yeah.
So, and that's not,
hyperbole.
No.
Yeah, no, it really is.
We would rank it number one. And it's pretty cool. We had someone reach out via our social media, and they had come across our videos, the playlist for Turks, and they were getting ready to go themselves, and they just went. Mm-hmm. And they messaged us this morning and said, oh my gosh, we went to the snorkeling spot that you talked about.
Oh, that's awesome.
And they said it was great.
Oh,
so
good.
I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, I don't know how it could be.
Our day wasn't just a
fluke.
A fluke, like a good fluke. It was it's consistent behavior.
Consistent behavior. Feel free to start sending those questions, guys. That's what we're here for. We love to answer the questions.
Yeah.
That's what makes it the most interesting. So if you have questions about cruising, what's going on with cruising, what our plans are, you want to talk about theme parks, you want to talk about all-inclusives like sandals or beaches, you want to just talk about anything random, I always throw that one out there. Seriously, feel free to shoot anything our way. People are starting to file in here. So, let's see. Ken asked... Well, first, let me just real quick, because I'll circle back to Ken's question. Mr. Cruise Fever is here. He says, hello, everyone.
Hi.
Hello, Mr. Cruise Fever. Always hanging around. Thanks for stopping in. Charlene says, morning. Good morning, Charlene. Thank you for joining us. Just past that... Oh, she says, or afternoon. Haha, yes. Just past afternoon. Here in sunny Florida as the FedEx truck rolls down the road.
Yeah.
At a speed that seems slightly inappropriate for this road, but
well, that's everybody on this road all the time.
That's true.
But yeah, that's why we're out on the porch today, because we actually had like a sunny day. I feel like the last like several lives that we've done, we either, well, one, haven't been here. Two, we've been it's been at night, so we're not going to do a live on the porch at night, or it's been raining, which is half the time here in Florida anyways. But we're like, oh, it's daytime, it's sunny, let's do it on the porch, and it's not like crazy hot.
Not crazy hot.
Yet.
Now in the sun, I bet we would be baking, but for sure. But we got the shade of the porch, so nice breeze today coming in.
No, it actually feels good today. We're we're still at the point of the year where Florida's like flirting with like nice weather, where it's like, oh, we'll give you some like comfortable days,
and then we'll take them away.
Yeah, May will roll around and be like, okay, we are going to turn up the oven to 6,000, and
we're gonna combine Death Valley and we'll become Seattle southeast, and you put those things together. We're extremely hot, and then it just rains every day because we get thunderstorms. And
and then we're gonna like conceal you in a plastic baggie so you can just contain all that hot, wet human
sweating to the oldies.
No, I mean, we act like we hate Florida. We don't.
No, of course not. But the weather is something interesting.
Yeah, and I just see, I think that was Charlene who said, like, I do love Florida. I do love Florida. It's been our home for forever. But it's
literally.
I think like, if you don't live in Florida or you don't frequent Florida, there's Florida that you see on TV to where you have an idea of Florida, but that's not the real Florida.
No, I've told this story many times. When I used to work at Disney World, people would show up and it's raining and stuff, and I'm like, welcome to sunny Florida.
Yeah, it's true.
They didn't think that was funny.
No?
So let me circle back, because I did see Ken sent that question several minutes ago. Did you book a cruise? And the answer to that question is absolutely we did.
Yes. Well, I mean, we've actually booked several. But we actually did book one I feel like is going to go.
So the one we booked, and it's funny because we usually don't throw out there exactly what it is or when it is too far in advance in case something comes up. But this was big news. This was cause for celebration. After a year plus, it will be by the time we go of no sailing that we just couldn't hold it in. And plus, we needed to tell you guys about it in case you wanted to book. So
Right,
we kind of already talked about it. But we will be sailing on Adventure of the Seas, departing from Nassau, Bahamas.
Yay!
7-night Caribbean cruise, departing June 12th
Yes.
of this year.
Of this year! It's happening!
Oh, yeah. No eating here tonight.
No.
Ooh, eating here tonight. No,
eating
eating
here
here
tonight.
tonight.
You on a diet.
Well, actually, there will be lots of eating because it's cruise, so.
I'm gonna eat like I've never eaten before.
Izumi!
Oh,
That's what I miss.
yeah. I will.
That's our favorite.
I will say.
Our new for it.
Soy at beaches and sandals did curve.
Yes.
That
Curve.
crave a bit.
Yes.
But so we're leaving from Nassau, Bahamas, which in case you're new to the cruise news or how things are going with cruising, we still don't know when US based cruises are going to be starting. We still don't have that information yet. The cruise lines are working on that. CLIA's working on that, trying to get something settled with the CDC. So as an alternative, what a lot of the cruise lines are doing, it started with Royal, now a lot of them are kind of getting on that train, is that they're like, okay, well, we'll take our ship someplace else, not the US. So one example of that is Nassau, Bahamas. Now what makes the Nassau sailing special is that US citizens will be able to go to that one, because some of the other locations, such as the UK or Singapore and stuff like that, we are still not permitted to go on it. It has to be people from those locations. But the Nassau one, we are allowed to go to.
Yes.
So we are.
Yes, everyone actually is allowed to do that. Same with Vision of the Seas, departing from Bermuda. We are real happy with this one that we've chosen. The itinerary is actually pretty cool. Leaving from Nassau, of course, that's unique. I don't know if that's ever happened. That's pretty interesting. 2 days, a perfect day at Coco Cay. So 2 perfect days, you could say.
I am so excited about going back to Coco Cay. I knew I loved Coco Cay, but I didn't realize how much I loved Coco Cay until I couldn't go there anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna be so nice. Like,
you get like the Coco Cay style headband on today. That's very like in flow with all the colors there.
I feel like all my headbands are Coco Cay style because Coco Cay is just color.
Yeah.
And that's
although the one is like kind of like the geodesic pattern, and I feel like that really is like
that's definitely
it matches like the pier.
Maybe I'll wear that headband that day.
What up?
Because I'm gonna be wearing some headband
so
every day.
Of course. So we'll also have a couple days at sea. We'll be visiting Cozumel. Hello, great port. Lots of fun things to do there. Although I will say it is limited.
Yes.
There's not nearly as many excursions as available for these sailings as there normally would be. And for those who don't know, it sounds like we will be required to be on a Royal Caribbean excursion to even get off the ship. You won't be able just to get off and walk around. You can't go through a third-party vendor at this time. Mm-hmm. So very limited with the offerings there compared to what normally is, but still lots of fun things that can be done. We don't know what we're going to do there yet. And we're also going to Grand Bahama Island, which I've never been there. So that'll be something interesting too.
So that's exciting. I do think it's an interesting opportunity. I mean, I would go anywhere if it meant us being able to cruise, but it is kind of cool that, someplace that we've been several times, i.e. Nassau, is someplace that we're now going to be departing from. Like, it's going to be interesting, like, flying to there and, like, oh, there's Atlantis, but we're not on the cruise ship yet. Like, it's going to be an interesting experience. Like, it's going to be something different, which I'm up for.
A lot of things different, a lot of things new. We haven't been on Adventure of the Seas, so that's a new ship. Yeah. Unfortunately, did not receive Royal Amplification as planned. That was delayed, but it does have some cool things that they've added in recent years, like water slides. So that's a nice touch. Obviously, leaving from Nassau, that's something new. Mm-hmm. We're actually going to be flying on a new airline. JetBlue.
Oh, yeah, we haven't flown on JetBlue yet.
We've always done Delta, and then when we started going to Sandals, we took American to Jamaica and St. Lucia, and now we're going to do JetBlue over to the Bahamas, and I'm so glad we booked our flights when we did because the prices are...
Yeah, they're definitely going up. I mean, I don't know. They might...
They're trying to add more. Royal Caribbean's working with the airlines to try to get more flights. And, the more that they have that available to them, the better prices they can offer. So,
sure.
That's interesting. So yeah, lots of new stuff there. Very, very exciting. Balcony room.
Oh yeah.
So that sounds crazy to us. But one of you guys pointed that out recently. Like, have you been in a balcony? Because I've been searching on your channel to find just a balcony room, and I can't find anything. And we realized that we haven't been in just a standard balcony room since we were on our honeymoon cruise on Disney Cruise Line in 2013.
Yeah.
Way before we had a channel, way before we were even travel agents. And since then, we've only been sailing with Royal Caribbean. We've had a suite which had a balcony, or we've done interior and ocean view. We hadn't done standard balcony. That ends now.
Yes, we're going on a balcony, which I'm really excited for. It's always nice when you have that space, and especially like being away from cruising for so long, being away from the open sea for so long. It's gonna be nice, just like I'm back on the ocean, and I know because it's right there.
I think that's the thing we've missed the most, is just being out at sea, and
definitely.
so having it right there. It's going to be great. It's a hump balcony, so that's cool. On this class of ship, that doesn't make it any bigger, the room or anything, but you do stick out further, so you get a little bit better of a view.
Even if it's not actually bigger, it feels bigger.
And we're on deck 6, so that's the first deck the balconies are available, so we'll be as close to the ocean as possible. Normally, we like to be as high as possible. This one kind of going a different route. Plus, with the design, it's Voyager class ship, so we can just go down one flight of stairs to the promenade. So
yeah, I don't care what we're in. I'm just excited we're going.
Absolutely. All right, now we're getting up there. Yay! People are starting to see it. Welcome, everyone. A little bit of a bumpy start here once again. YouTube rascal decides not to send out notifications that we're live, and that's how that goes. But
that's how it goes.
Sounds like you're all here. So again, I'll encourage everyone to send your questions. Any thoughts you might have. This is what we're here for, is to discuss things, and it's by far our favorite part of doing lives is answering questions and getting to talk to you in real time. So keep sending them. We'll get caught up here. Let's see. Clodagh says, we have had snow and hailstones here today. Wow.
Oh my goodness.
It's coming down over in Ireland. Getting crazy over there.
Crazy.
Wow. Well, stay safe.
Yes,
and,
definitely.
We don't know too much about that stuff.
No, we definitely don't know the snowstorm life. We know hurricane life very well.
We know tree limbs falling, not snow and hailstones.
Yeah, I mean, we've gotten hail before, but I mean, it's not
rare.
It's not common.
But it does happen.
Yeah.
So yeah, keep a weather eye out over there. Maybe that's where that phrase comes from?
Maybe, watching out for hail.
And Charlene, you mentioned, or she said she does love Florida, but she also said before that she's in Tennessee, and it's beautiful there today. Oh, great.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would imagine the weather would be very nice in that area.
Yeah.
Like that, North Carolina.
We love that. Like from North Georgia, like Ella J, Blue Ridge, Cherry Log area, and then over in North Carolina, Asheville, Brevard, that kind of place.
Yeah.
Over Tennessee, Chattanooga, Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge, all that stuff. Like,
it's like a nice area where you actually like get all 4 seasons.
yeah.
You know, like true 4 seasons. Like, I mean, we get 4 seasons here as well, but I mean, like, you know, like spring maybe lasts like a week and fall maybe lasts a week. And then we get kind of really cold really cold for us. And then summer is, you know, like 200 days of the year.
Yeah, exactly.
But, so yeah, that's a nice area. Nice weather area.
Very nice. Paul asks, are you still doing big cruise trip with other bloggers? Well, as we were discussing, we are going on the adventure on June 12th. I don't know if other bloggers/vloggers are, I'm sure.
Probably.
I'm sure there will be some. 2 that I know of, aside from us, will not be on that sailing. They're going on the week after us, but I don't know. I'm sure people will be there.
I mean, we don't have like any arrangements or anything with anybody or anything like that, but I assume if it's a cruise person, they're probably itching to be on a cruise just as much as we are, so they probably will be on something if maybe not that one in the near future, I would guess.
I mean, that's the first one that's available, so I think that would probably be simultaneously the most coveted and maybe the most difficult to obtain, not only because it was selling out like crazy, but just the least amount of notice.
Well, and the thing is too, like with this the situation revolving cruising right now is that it's so not definitive or absolute right now. So it is definitely difficult to make concrete plans because you don't know what is actually and what is actually not going to happen. Like, I feel very confident that the one in June is going to happen for us and everything. But my point being, like, maybe some people, they already had, you know, plans that they put in place, like, that week.
Right, exactly.
You know, like
exactly.
with their, you know, with families or it's just something else in life. So, you know, just may have to catch it another week.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, vaccines will be required for all adults. So if that's something people didn't feel like they could get done in time, they may have not been comfortable booking that. Anyway, blah blah blah. We're going. If others will be there, we'll see. Probably, but we will be on that one.
Yeah.
So that is what we have planned. Ken says, "Go for you," and then he said, "Oops, good for you." Yes, thank you, Ken. We're very excited, and we hope all of you all are as well, or will be, to see what's going on, see cruising again, period, and then also see what it's like cruising in this era before everything gets back to normal. So
yeah, I mean, it's not just our cruise; it's all of our cruises.
Yeah.
I mean, being able to, you know, whether it's in person or virtually, we will be cruising again. So that's exciting, and we're excited to show you everything and any differences.
Mr. Cruise Fever says that's good. Some other cruise bloggers be on same cruise. We'll be on the same cruise. So there you go.
Yeah.
According to Mr. Cruise Fever, other people will be there. So should be lots of coverage to be had.
That'll be nice. It'll be nice having, like, you know, just cruise videos out in the world again, like whether they're from us or other people or just the life of the cruise living on again.
It's like Disneyland. It's opening later this month.
Oh, yeah.
We won't be able to go, but it's just nice knowing it's open and people will be there and
just things,
all that jazz.
Just things existing is good and happy.
Clotis asks, have you had your vaccines yet so you can get on board? We get our second dose Monday.
Yes. Yeah, so we kind of got lucky a few weeks ago because now Florida is opened up to where anybody can get any adult can get their vaccine now, but we actually were able to get ours a little bit before that because we at our drugstore we were able to get one where somebody like canceled an appointment, so we were on kind of like a standby list of like, so they didn't have to throw them away at the end of the day. So we were able to get one of those.
What was actually more serendipitous than that, we weren't on the list. We went to inquire about being on the list.
I meant more so like, yeah, it was that situation. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm just telling the story. Like, so we went to ask if they had a standby list, and they said, we actually have 2 doses right now. They were about to close.
Yeah.
And they would have had to have thrown them away. So they were very happy, and they said, do you want these? And we're like, yeah, we do. So, yeah. Got the first one in almost 3 weeks ago now, so.
Yeah.
Second dose on Monday, and then 2 weeks after that, we're fully vaxxed and we're ready.
Yeah, so we'll be good to go for in that regard, good to go for the cruise.
No stopping us now. So that's going to be great. Brian says, we're on adventure July 3rd. Nice!
Oh, yay!
Good for you.
That's exciting.
Awesome. You're going to have a great time. We're sure of it. I'm sure you're excited to get back on board.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And celebrating America's Independence Day on board. You can also celebrate Chelsea's birthday while you're on board.
Yeah, it's the next day. July 4th.
So that's pretty cool. Good for you. Ken asks, isn't Grand Bahama Freeport? Freeport is on Grand Bahama Island. It's the largest city on Grand Bahama Island. So yes, that is correct. Very astute of you, Ken. Ken is correct. Good job. Jason says, maybe you can watch flights for me.
For what? For Nassau?
Yeah, it depends. I mean,
the thing with flights is that they're changing all the time.
So Jason, forgive me because it's just your first name. I don't know if you're a client or not. If you're a client, like, let's discuss that and we can take a look at it. If not, then, you know, it's not that I wouldn't want to help you. It's just that we watch flights based on the reservation.
Right.
So it's something we can take a look at, but it just depends on what you're talking. So just let us know and we'll see what we can do.
Yeah.
Paul says, I love JetBlue. Great. Good. We're glad to hear it.
Yeah. I'm happy that we're just trying out other airlines too, just so we can have more of a well-rounded perspective of them. You know, because we've always liked Delta, but it's kind of, it's kind of hard to say like Delta's our favorite when we haven't like flown on other ones. So it's nice that we're trying other ones out.
The funny thing with flights is it's very hard to go based on recommendation because every airline you'll hear like Southwest is terrible, JetBlue is terrible, United is terrible, Delta is terrible.
Well, and on the same term, you'll hear that all those places are, or all those ones are people's favorites
exactly.
as well.
So,
but that's the thing. I mean, how many aircrafts are in each airline? So, and how many flights are there a day? So everyone's having like so many individual experiences every day, and it's not like people are going on them on a consistent basis usually. So it's kind of just like, what was that one experience you had, and,
right?
Or few experiences that you had. So it's, it's very much based on what's going on to that specific person on that specific airline.
For sure, experiences may vary, but it was funny because when we saw those flights for JetBlue, it looked like it was going to be the best option for us based on price and time, and so we looked it up, and it was like JetBlue had great reviews. Like last year, according to one article, was ranked like #1 airline. So was very happy to see that. Decided to go with it, and they claim to have the most leg room. So I'm very happy about that.
Yeah, that doesn't fit on planes very well.
We'll see that. Mr. Cruise Fever says, did you hear or see some other cruise bloggers will be on the same time, June 12th, 2021? Well, we heard and saw it when you said it before, but other than that, like we mentioned, we didn't know that.
Yeah.
So, no, we're not hip, as the kids would say.
Well, we just didn't know. We don't, hadn't like seen it or anything like that.
Clodagh says, I sailed on Adventure back in 2010, very similar to Navigator, but without the upgrades that Navigator and Mariner have received. Yeah, exactly.
Makes sense.
Voyager class ship, non-Royal Amplified, was supposed to be delayed because of the pandemic, of course. So, but it looks cool. It's something maybe we wouldn't have been our first choice, just on preferences, but it's definitely not our last choice. So, there's some cool stuff on board. So.
Oh, I'm definitely cool with it. Like I said before, like I would have gone on anything. I would have gone on any ship.
Send me out to sea.
But no, I'm just excited to be on a royal ship again. I feel like it's gonna be like going home. It doesn't matter which one it is. It'll just be really nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Brian says Adventure did get some upgrades around 2018, similar to the other ships. Oh, Brian, you're the one that has the your avatar is like what I said last time, like the magic band.
Oh, right,
the Mickey
right.
touch point.
Yeah.
That's cool. So yeah, they did. It got some water slides and some other stuff. I don't think those were on there before, but it did not get the full royal amplification. It didn't get laser tag, escape room, and newer dining establishments, stuff like that. So it did get some upgrades, but not the full shebang kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it'll be cool though. Also, Brian follows up 11 excursions available for Cozumel and 9 for Freeport. So not great, but not terrible either. Yeah, exactly. So, Cozumel is, we always say it like, Nassau has 1 million excursions, Cozumel has 1 million excursions, although Nassau's is like, dolphin swim, 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 dolphins. So, there's that. But Cozumel is pretty much known for being the mecca for shore excursions and different things you can do. So, very limited in that regard. And as you mentioned, Grand Bahama has Freeport has even less. So
that's what's really nice is when it's doing the multiple stops at Coco Cay. Is that Coco Cay will just be it's just open to you. You can do anything there.
Yeah.
Which obviously for a reason, it's a completely different situation. It being a private island, but. It will be, that is nice that even if, like, say you didn't want to do, like, an excursion or you didn't like any of the ones there, like, you're still guaranteed that you'll have, like, some quality get off the ship time with Coco Cay, even if you just want to get out and roam around. You didn't want to do something set in stone or planned.
What we're curious to see is it's back-to-back days. It's the second night and the third night of the sailing, or second and third day, however you want to call it, of the sailing or the days at Coco Cay. But we have a time to be back on board. So it's not like we can just stay out on the island all night. People have been asking, are we leaving? Are we going to just kind of, do the circle around and come back in? Or are we just going to park there all night? We don't know.
We don't know. I kind of hope we just stayed parked.
That would be cool.
If they kept the island lit up and everything, I would love to see Coco Cay at night.
Oh yeah.
Night.
It might not be anything spectacular,
I mean,
but it might just be dark.
They
but
may just switch the lights off, and it just
turn out
is
the
a
lights.
black spot
This party's over.
in the ocean. But
they say that all good things must end.
That's true.
But
no, I don't know. I mean, really, I'm fine either way, whether we leave and come back or we stay. But I think it would be kind of cool to do like an overnight, even though we have to be back on the ship.
That would be cool.
Also, another thing too to keep in mind if you're looking at like future sailings and stuff like that with that kind of itinerary, we went on the cruise planner to and we were looking at Coco Cay, so we're looking at like Thrill Water Park and Coco Beach Club and everything. The first day that we were there, like there was like none of like the on island excursions were on sale, right?
Yeah, there were much more. Yeah.
But then the second day they were like completely on sale, like by a lot.
It was a significant difference. So we booked something for the second day, and thankfully we did because now they're equal. Now they're both the same. It was like I don't know if they messed up or if it was just like haha, good for you, you booked early. Get on it. Like
I don't know, but my point being is that if you are looking at that, like look and you're going to like someplace like Coco Cay multiple days, look at both days because maybe like one day isn't on sale, but the other day is.
Exactly.
Just to throw that out there.
Usually it's not like that, but it was this time.
I don't.
For a while. It's not now, but
yeah, I don't know what's the reason behind that, but that's how it was.
John Bennett says, did you notice a reduction in the number of excursions offered? My cruise planner is slim pickings for sailing later this year. So yeah, like we were just kind of talking about for these sailings for sure. Now, other things we've looked at, if it's just like a normal sailing that we're like from the U.S. that we're all still wondering if it's going to happen, we haven't noticed there being a reduction. But now what you might start seeing is there are some, obviously this is a global pandemic and it financially affected many people, many operators, many businesses. So when you talk about going to these other countries, these other islands, these other ports, obviously when you go on an excursion, even if you book it through Royal Caribbean or whatever the cruise line may be, it's being run by someone who's there in that location. That's what they do all the time. And Royal Caribbean's just, or whoever is just, setting it up for you. Some of those, unfortunately, have, gone out of business or they're struggling right now. So that could also be the reason if you happen to see some reduction is that those things just may not be available. Now, hopefully they'll come back. Hopefully. When the cruises get going and everyone gets back over there, they'll come back. But that's now I'm not saying that is the case overall a lot. I just know that has been an effect on some places.
Yeah, and if that's not the reason, possibly another reason is like certain excursions, either that country isn't comfortable being operated at that time, or maybe like Royal Caribbean, if we're going with that cruise line, isn't comfortable like sending guests onto on that time. So most of the excursions you'll see is like outdoor based. Like you're not going to really see a lot of like inside tours of like, like how you'll see of like rum factories or something like that. You probably won't be seeing those too much, like inside based ones. It'll be more so outside based ones because that's deemed more safe.
And as we've said the whole time, this will be a phased approach. That's not going to be permanent. It's not the end of cruising. It's just that's a concession we have to make right now. And then once things are good, we'll get back to it. But
it's not forever. It's just right now.
It's not over. Todd says late to the party. Thanks for joining us, Todd.
Hi, Todd.
Late or not, blame YouTube. It was their fault for not sending out the notifications in a prompt manner.
You're not late. You're right on time because you're here. And we're happy you're here.
Thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
Mel Cap says, just joining now. Thank you.
Yay!
Glad you could make it. When is your next cruise? So that's what we were just talking about is, and I know you just joined, but Adventure of the Seas, Royal Caribbean, departing from Nassau, Bahamas, June 12th.
We will be there. We won't be square.
And, of course, people always ask, we'll pretty much tell you this. You don't ever have to ask if it's a cruise. We're filming it. Yeah, we'll be filming. We'll be vlogging.
Yeah, of course.
Vlogging, ship tour, all the stuff that you would normally expect from us. Could be some minor concessions, maybe areas that we're not able to access or things that might not be open or what have you, but...
Yeah, our ship tour might have to be, like, a little bit flexible because, it's just... They may not want us going to certain areas right now and, like kids areas or I wouldn't be surprised if spa we weren't allowed to get into unless we had an appointment. So, we will do as much as we can. Oh, I promise you, we haven't cruise vlogged in over a year now. We will be filming like we've never filmed before.
Okay.
That is happening. I miss cruise vlogging.
Hoffman Happy Travels cruise videos in 4K. Because we
Yes.
got our camera after the cruising shut down, so we haven't used it.
That's right. We've never filmed in 4K for cruising before.
Nope.
It's been so long. Like I miss cruise. Like I miss just cruising personally. I miss making cruise videos because that's like our bread and butter, right? And we've been
Yeah.
out of bread and butter for, you know, the bakery's been closed and the dairy farm been closed for over a year. Because that's where you get bread and butter.
We've had to switch to crackers and margarine instead of bread and butter. This just won't do. I still can't believe it's not fun. Devin says, I've had the best customer service with JetBlue. This is great. All right.
Oh, good.
All the JetBlue stuff is good. I'm very excited. It looks nice. You know, stuff we love to see from Delta, I'm seeing with JetBlue, except more legroom apparently. You know, in-flight TV, entertainment. And...
aren't our seats still going to be spaced?
No, it does. It's 2-2. It's 2-2, so we don't have to.
Oh, that's it. Our plane. I tell you, that is nice.
That's nice.
That
That's
is
nice,
nice.
period, right? Like,
Yeah.
let's just do that forever.
You know, I made what I think was a good point. I don't know, you tell me. But that if you can't like afford first class, but you can afford to buy the third seat next to you, like to me, I think that'd be worth it.
Oh, absolutely.
Because then it's like a place where I can put my stuff. Matt has more leg room. Like, you know, you can just like be a little bit more comfortable. You don't have to worry about hitting a stranger. Like, it's nice. Like, I think that's gonna be a plan maybe in the future.
It's a great point.
I think so.
Yeah, if we can't do first, we'll just do that. But yeah, we're glad to hear that about JetBlue. A Wi-Fi in flight, I believe. So that's cool. Never had. All right. Looks like we're back on.
I don't know.
That was odd.
That was odd.
I just assumed that our Wi-Fi like cut out because sometimes our Xfinity just resets out of nowhere.
Is it working?
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, it's
okay.
caught up now.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, don't know what happened there.
We just blipped for a minute. Not like that. No, not that kind of blip. Just like a mild one, like a non-Thanos blip.
We're good. We're good.
We're back.
From
we're
outer
back.
space.
We don't know what happened in the internet, but we're still here. Yay.
All right. Brian says, definitely worth checking Royal's air to sea for flights. We saved about $100 per person on American. Yeah, for sure. It didn't work out that way for us. When I checked, I think it was actually a little bit more. Just a little, but it was right around the same price. But that could have just been because from where we were going. I know that they have been working with airlines from various parts to try to do that. So definitely recommend that. The other great thing with that is if something does happen, if they have to cancel it or change something, they'll take care of you on that. You're not on your own to then suit that out with your crew or with your with your airline. So
that's really nice.
So yeah, definitely we do recommend checking them, and that's what we book. If you're a client, you book a Royal Caribbean cruise with us, and you say, hey, I need you to book air, that's where we go. So
yeah,
through them.
Yeah,
so
it's a nice system for sure.
Let's see. Nikita says, hello everyone. Hello Nikita.
Hi.
Thank you for joining us once again. Good to see you. Clodus says, would you have even gotten back on Majesty?
At this point in time, yes.
But I wouldn't have been happy about it. No, I'm kidding. No, because like I said, the thing we missed most was just being out at sea. So I'd have just enjoyed looking at the ocean.
Yeah, I mean,
I wouldn't have wanted it to be too long, though. I will say it's.
Yeah, I mean that was a very long ship, or a very small ship to be on for a long time.
May she rest in peace, because
yes,
she's gone.
Yes.
Well, I don't know if she's gone. I don't know if they. I don't keep up with it once they move on. I don't know if they're with someone else. I think maybe they are. Right, went to another line or something.
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, I don't think it just like dissipated.
Well, no, but sometimes they scrap them. So.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think that happened though. I think someone took it over, but I just don't care enough to keep up with it because it's never a cruise line that we sell or our clients have any interest in booking, so we don't keep up with that. Once it leaves the big name, then
yeah,
say la vie. We don't know the rest of it. So.
But no, I would have gotten back on Majesty and enjoyed the open water.
I'm excited about Adventure though, because
too.
you'll notice they're not sending. I made a list here of which cruises actually, and let's just go over that really quick because this will segue nicely. Which cruises are currently set to sail from other places, and I didn't list luxury lines, smaller lines, the big three, and then Disney, because that's what we do and that's what we sell. So.
And this is like for this summer.
For this summer,
yeah.
The things that are going from other places while U.S. cruising is shut down. So Disney is talking about sailing the Disney Magic from the UK, what they're calling kind of like a staycation thing. It's not really going to leave the UK. It's just going to go to different parts of the UK. So that's cool. I mean, that's not official yet.
Okay.
They're trying. They need approval. And if they get that, that's what they're looking to do.
And that's going to be Disney Magic?
Disney Magic, the original Disney Cruise Line ship.
The only Disney Cruise Line ship you haven't sailed on.
Or stepped foot on.
Yeah.
So
I've stepped foot on every one but that one.
And to clarify, because people are probably like, well, duh, like you didn't go. Because we're travel agents, we get to go on ship tours sometimes. So you've been on.
I've done a ship tour on Wonder, but I haven't sailed on Wonder. Matt has actually sailed on Wonder
twice.
Yeah, when he was a younglin.
Yeah, a teenager.
Yeah.
So yeah, the original. Not counting the Big Red Boat, because that wasn't Disney Cruise Line. That was a partnership back in the day. If you don't know about that, there's actually a really interesting kind of like little documentary on YouTube. You should check that out. I don't remember who did it, so sorry. But just look that up. It was really interesting stuff.
Big Red Boat.
Big Red Boat with Disney Cruise Line. Or not Disney Cruise Line, because they weren't established then, but Disney sailing on the Big Red Boat. Interesting stuff. But Disney Magic, the original Disney Cruise Line ship, looking to do that if they can get approval.
Oh, can we pause for a minute and celebrate that Minnie Mouse is going to be the captain on the Disney Wish?
The Disney Wish.
Yay, Minnie!
The 5th Disney Cruise Line ship joining the fleet next year, 2022.
Yeah.
A wish is a dream.
Your heart makes.
And apparently the dream was for Captain Minnie to be at the helm of the ship, and she is.
So Mickey has always been the captain on all of the other Disney Cruise Line ships. Now Minnie's going to be the captain. I just love that they thought about doing that and did it.
My
girl's going to be on the back of the ship.
With Pascal.
Of course. He's always going to be there.
Rapunzel's back painting the name on the ship. So.
Yeah, hanging by her hair.
It's really cool.
I love her.
I think Cinderella's in the atrium, right?
Yeah, this is just like a woman forced this ship.
This is how Disney Cruise does things. It's like, we're coming out with a new ship. That's not what that's it. Bye.
Yeah.
Then
now,
like 6 months later we're gonna call it the Wish. Okay, see ya.
6 months later.
On the back will be
Rapunzel.
By the time it actually sails, we're not gonna have a clue what we're getting into. But
5 months later. Minnie's the captain.
Yeah,
we still don't know anything about the ship other than that.
We are very excited for it, though.
I'm so excited to sail on Disney Cruise Line again. I mean, I'm excited to just sail in general.
Sure,
but we had hardcore plans this year to show you guys Disney Cruise Line because we haven't filmed that yet, and we've talked many times about our history with Disney Cruise Line and we miss it. So it was kind of like a bummer that we couldn't do that last year and not this year so far. So.
Very excited. We can't make any promises, but yeah, we're looking.
We're
hopeful.
We're making a wish, and we're checking it twice, and and we're gonna rub some lamps and.
Oh, 3 wishes.
We get 3 wishes, and we're gonna spend them all the same way.
Uno, dos, tres. No substitutions, exchanges, or refunds.
Okay, I took you away from your list.
Yeah. So that's that. And then Carnival, who a week and a half ago said, we're more U.S. We'll just hold off. Then the CDC so I guess that was kind of the big news. The CDC announced we're moving into phase 2A. We'll get back to that. And so then Carnival said well, that's not very good. Maybe we will go somewhere else. So they're talking about it. I don't think anything's been announced yet, but they are looking at doing that. Mm-hmm. Norwegian is planning on sailing the Jade from Athens, the Joy from Montego Bay, Jamaica.
That's cool.
How about that?
That's cool.
And the Gem from the Dominican Republic.
Also cool.
So they're getting in on the game. We mentioned Adventure from Nassau that we're going on with Royal Caribbean, that is. Vision of the Seas from Bermuda. We talked about that a little bit earlier. Odyssey of the Seas sailing from Israel. And then Jewel of the Seas sailing from Cyprus, doing Greek Isles, Mediterranean stuff. Of course, the name just slipped me. Quantum is still doing the Singapore. So.
Oh, and Anthem.
Anthem doing the UK. Yes, sorry, I forgot to list that one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh. Man, you guys in the UK are getting some good ships here.
Yeah, if they get Disney Magic and they get the Anthem,
like
score.
You're pretty set.
So
that's
I think
great.
to bring it back around, I think the point that we were making when we got off on this little segue was that you'll notice for the most part, these cruise lines aren't sending their best and brightest ships. So you're not seeing Oasis of the Seas or, Odyssey, a little bit different because that's a new ship. They haven't even brought that over here. But for the most part, it's kind of older ships, right? It's smaller ships that they're sending out to these other places. So I'm very happy that it's adventure because while it's not the newest and the biggest and the best and brightest, it is, up to standard.
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely, out of some royal ships, I would pick that one over some of the other ones that were on that list. So and it's one we haven't been on before. So that's always fun and exciting when you can, get to know a new vessel. So I'm excited for adventure. It's going to be an adventure, and I'm ready for it. I'm excited.
It's going to be an adventure with perfect days.
I cook, okay?
Mr. Cruise Fever says, I like your cruise ship walking tours. Oh, thank you so much.
Thanks.
Yeah, we enjoy doing those. I think those will be even better going forward because now we will have our new cameras, and so it will be crisp, clear, and I've not where I want to be yet. I've been working on keeping everything nice and steady. It's difficult, especially in the environment of doing a tour of a cruise ship because you're constantly combating with other passengers and things like that, and you try to be respectful and not,
Well, I mean, and you're doing it without a gimbal or anything like that. So, it's, as always, we do what we can do, and we do it the best we can do.
We're glad to hear that, though. Those take a lot of time to do, and we're happy to do it, but it's good that it's bearing fruit. So.
Well, and we really like doing those ones, for you guys, for the channel and for viewers, but we also really like having those ones on the docket for clients as well, because if you're trying to get an idea if you want to book that ship or not, it's nice when you can see everything that ship has to offer. So that's definitely like our drive and our purpose with those. So,
and that was successful, not to pile on the Majesty, but we did we were actually going through some old comments the other day for another reason, and we came across where people had been saying like, I booked this, or I was thinking about booking this, and now I have regrets, or now I'm thinking about changing my mind after seeing this tour. Which I really don't say that to make a joke or pile on, but just to illustrate that helped people see like, oh, maybe this isn't what we're looking for.
Yeah.
Whereas if we take you around Anthem, for example, and you go, oh, this looks awesome.
Which we did get comments like that on that ship tour.
Yeah.
Like,
the hour and a half plus ship tour.
This made me want to go on this cruise.
It took longer to do that.
Yeah.
So, let's see. So we're glad to hear that. And Devin actually seconded that. He said he likes having a layout of the ship before he goes. Perfect. Yeah. I love hearing that because that's what I like to do is orient you so you know exactly where everything's at.
Yeah, you're really good at that too.
Well, thank you. Mr. Cruise Fever says, ship be docked overnight. Talking about adventure at Perfect Day at Coco Cay. Now, is that confirmed? We haven't seen that anywhere. So are you saying that is the case, or you're hoping that's the case?
Are you coming in with some breaking news?
We're hoping that's the case.
That would be cool. I'd like that.
Elaine asks, do you think Royal will open up in the U.S. by December? So again, unfortunately, it's just one of those things we just really don't know. If you were going to ask, like, our opinion, what we think with the all the qualifications that we don't know, blah, 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 I think so.
Well, here's the thing. So, I mean, I guess we can get into, like, some of this kind of news.
Keep sending the questions, though. Keep sending the comments. We'll get caught up, we promise.
This kind of segue. So, it seems like the cruise lines, the CLIA cruise lines, are really trying to make a push for July. We've been hearing July a lot, and, through various avenues. We just got an email the other day, like, saying, like, hey, like, if you want to show your support and like, making a push, making July happen, like, fill out this questionnaire kind of thing. Like, I don't remember who it went to, if it went to the CDC or wherever.
It usually goes to your representative. So for us, like our senator, governor, and then our local House representative.
Okay. So it seems like they're trying really hard to make a push for that. It's just they don't know if that's going to happen yet. Right.
And so just to get caught up, because there's been a lot of things that have happened. So about maybe a week or two now, I don't remember exactly how long it's been, probably about a week, the CDC announced, and we had heard there was some big news coming, and then the big news was that the CDC announced that we were moving into phase 2 2A of their conditional sale order plan to restart cruising. When I read that, and we read that, we thought that was great news.
Because it was a step forward.
It was a step forward. And a lot of people thought it was terrible news, the cruise lines included. They were not happy with this development. They thought everything was moving at a snail's pace, which is understandable. My take on it has been this, because if you look at the breakdown, I think you actually posted something on our social media.
Yeah, I posted the kind of like a diagram, if you want to call it, the web of the steps.
Yeah, the different phases. So if you look at it, we're in phase 2A now, right? Which apparently didn't contain a lot of information, they felt like. Phase 2B is test cruises. The problem we're having now is that the cruise lines feel like this is antiquated. This is an antiquated approach because they've been sailing in other places. They haven't had any issues. Something like in the Royal Caribbean group alone, there's been over 100,000 people sail during COVID era and 10 positive cases of COVID, I think was the numbers that Richard Fain cited. And each of those was handled promptly and efficiently, and they didn't have any problems beyond that.
Right. And
So-
that's just like positive test results. That's not even like
Severe cases or
Yeah.
anything like that. So they were able to identify it, locate it, use, contact tracing to know about it, blah, 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 blah. So that's their point. The cruise line's point basically is, we've been sailing in all these places, we haven't had issues. Your idea of doing all these phases and putting in these protocol and doing test cruises, that's antiquated. We've been doing test cruises without all that stuff. And now vaccines are coming into play bigger than ever, so blah, blah, blah. So it's kind of just a fight back and forth. But I will say, like I mentioned, 2As were out now, 2B is test cruises. Well, that was supposed to be like the next big step everyone had in mind.
Yeah.
To me, if it was going to be as far off as people say, like, well, this was just the CDC trying to pacify things and they'll just push it out even further, which it may be, we don't know. I wouldn't think they would label it 2A and 2B. I think it would
Right.
be 2 and 3.
I think people were just disappointed with that news last week because I think they were expecting more. And I think they were expecting a bigger step and got a smaller step.
Sure.
And yeah, the cruise lines are kind of think that the whole test cruising thing isn't even maybe necessarily necessary. And so, yeah, I understand both sides of it,
For
I
sure.
guess. Yeah.
My guess is, though, is that I think we need to temper our expectations in the fact that I don't know, but I don't personally think that we are going to get an announcement from the CDC in terms of what people have been expecting, like, okay, July 1st, you're good to go. I don't think you're going to see that. I think they want to take a more measured approach to things. Is that right? Is that wrong? That's for discussion and people to decide. But what we can talk more about, we can speak more about, Pete Buttigieg is the Secretary of Transportation, I believe. He just came out yesterday or had a press conference and was asked about cruising specifically and said that he believes that they can be up in midsummer. We can be cruising from the U.S. midsummer. He did mention that it does need to, get the CDC's blessing kind of thing, and they do have to
Right.
take those steps. Of course, our governor here in Florida, Ron DeSantis, filed a lawsuit or is filing a lawsuit against the government, against the CDC and the administration, saying that you need to open this up. This is the only thing that you're strong-arming, so to speak. And so we find ourselves at an impasse.
Yeah.
Step 3, it's called a compromise, and it is not ideal. No, it is. We'll take a compromise, but...
Well, it's one of the things, like, especially when we went through such a period last year where we were constantly taking step backs and things were constantly getting worse. I guess maybe that's a way to look at it and getting some, like, kind of positivity out of the situation, as at least we're not doing that. We're not going backwards at this point of time.
Right.
We're moving forward. We're just not moving forward as quickly as we would like, but it's still some steps forward, which is a good thing. So I guess we kind of just have to take that for what it is and just be happy that we're not going back and things aren't getting worse again.
Well, it all ties together, right? Because the most important thing for all of us, for humanity in the world, is to get these cases in control, our deaths down, all of that stuff. And that is exactly what's going to tie into cruising returning in the United States. The numbers continue to go down, which we obviously have peaks and valleys. I understand that. There has been a little bit of a rise lately. Deaths continue to go down, though. Things like that. As more people get vaccinated, those numbers trend in a better direction. they'll be more willing to listen to things. So
Yeah.
we'll see. That's where we're at right now. That I know that's kind of a long-winded answer, but that is the kind of the point of the day, and that's where we're at right now. So.
Like I said at the beginning, what we know and what we still don't know. What we don't know still is just as important because there's still some big question marks. But, you know, we're just hoping that we're just going to keep getting like little bits of news coming up here. And hopefully, you know, that midsummer thing does end up bearing some fruit. And, but we'll see. We still don't have an answer yet of when.
So to answer Elaine's question, just in summary, we don't know for sure, but if we had to guess, we would think it would be up and running by December.
I would think so. We just don't know.
The July has just been that has been the hot month for a while too now. That hasn't just been, because it seems obvious, right, that they've canceled through June, so it would be July they'd be pushing for now. No, they've been talking about July for months and months and months. Like Port Canaveral, when they had their meeting, we've talked about it before, but so we'll see. We'll see. Ken says, you'll love JetBlue. Yes.
Yes.
All right, this is great.
I love the JetBlue love.
And then a couple people telling us we're back. That's when we blipped.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, we are back. John says, my sailing out of New Jersey stops at Cape Canaveral 1 to 9 p.m. Is it worth trying to squeeze in a day trip to Universal or try Kennedy Space Center?
What's the time?
1 to 9 p.m. And it's going to take you about an hour, a little over. Depending on traffic, could be a lot more each way. So now you're talking.
Have you been to Universal before?
Yeah, that would be my next question. If you haven't been, I wouldn't say. I don't think it's worth it.
I don't think it's enough time to do like your first trip ever. Or I just don't think it would be an ideal way to do your first trip ever. But, you know, if you've been before and you know like what you like and you know what you want to hit and stuff like that,
you're just itching to get in there? I
think that's manageable because, I mean, let's say it's an hour both ways, so you have like about 6 hours.
Yeah.
Ish. I mean,
let's maybe say 5 conservatively.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not a ton of time. When is did he say? I would say when it depends when your cruise is as well. Like if it was in the summer.
Oh, yeah, that's
probably
true.
not, unless you're willing to buy Express Pass.
That's true. Probably not.
If it's in a like really low time, like second week of September, yeah, for sure. So just I would look at that. As far as Kennedy Space Center, have you ever been to Kennedy Space Center? We have not been together.
When I was very young.
Same. When I was very young, and I don't remember anything about it. So we don't have any clients or any friends or relatives that have gone and told us about it. So
maybe we should do a video there one day.
Yeah, maybe we'll probably. It's not far, so.
Because I don't know. Would you guys like to see a video of Kennedy Space Center?
Well, you know, John's bringing up a good point here because as our Oasis cruise will be, hopefully, this is like the 4th iteration of this Oasis cruise.
I know.
Or like will be that stops in Port Canaveral as well. So these cruises that are going from New Jersey, they will be stopping there for the day. So that's like the hot ticket item in that area, other than just going to the beach.
Yeah.
So, there's an idea.
Maybe. I actually don't know how much we can film at Kennedy Space Center, too.
No. We'll look into it.
We'll see. We'll see what we can do.
Okay. Well, Brian followed that up and told John that he'd hesitate to make the trip to Orlando. Not enough time compared to the cost. I think we're kind of leaning that way as well, depending on the circumstances. But he did say Kennedy is awesome. Highly recommend.
Cool.
So there you go.
Yeah.
This is why this is great, because not only can we answer your questions, talk to you directly, you can talk to each other, and as a community, we can help each other out.
Exactly.
That's fantastic. Devin says, I love the old steamship type look of the Disney ships.
Yes.
We have long said that you might prefer a different cruise line. Another cruise line might have better activities, better food, whatever you want to talk. You would be hard-pressed as a lizard climbs up the screen. 2 lizards together. A couple of lizards climbing up the screen behind us.
Enjoying your spring day together?
You will be hard-pressed to find another cruise line that has a more beautiful ship. I don't think it exists.
I don't think so. I mean, you know, everything's
subjective
and everything, but gosh, they are beautiful ships and they are beautifully maintained.
Exactly.
I mean, you can't
flawless. You
can't see a Disney ship and not see somebody painting something.
Yeah.
Like if you look
pristine. They look brand new. You know, we made this point a couple weeks ago. We were talking about this, and we mentioned the Magic earlier. That came out in 1998.
Yeah.
I mean, that's been sailing
It was
a lot
7 years
longer.
old.
Like we talk about, yeah, exactly. We talk about Royal Caribbean ships like Vision and Grandeur and stuff that are old. That one's just as old, if not older, than some of those, and it just does not seem like those ships are that old because they maintain them so well.
They really do.
You know, again, not to pile on Majesty, but we went on Majesty and there's like caution tape around stuff, and there's like rust and things are falling apart. I mean, that was odd because that's not to the standard of Royal Caribbean, but
no, I mean, I think that was just like.
Maybe they knew what was coming.
Well, no, I think that was just like happened to be like a thing, like right then. Like I don't think that's
something happened.
Consistent behavior. I think that just happened to be like a thing.
But Disney is just immaculate.
They're beautiful
all the time.
Ships.
Huge staterooms. We can't wait to show you. We can't wait to show you. There's a lot to see there. Hannah says, I keep waiting for Waldo or someone to pop out of the shrubs behind you and scare us. Too bad this live stream isn't on April Fool's Day. Well, we did have the lizards. I don't know if that scared you. Probably not.
Does that count?
I don't know about Waldo. I hope Waldo doesn't come through. I hope no one comes through. We're going to have problems.
Oh, we did see a turkey in the yard earlier today.
Oh, that's right. So a pretty large turkey came through. We have had an alligator on our front porch before. We have a couple snakes that live here. We have wild hogs that come through.
Yeah.
Not the motorcycle movie with Tim Allen, the actual animal. Birds of prey out the wazoo. We have bald eagles, osprey, hawks, and owls that all frequent the area. Sometimes raccoons. Those are actually a little rare around here, which is rare. The raccoons are rare. Possum, armadillo.
I think we've had like a fox before or something.
Yeah, and you never know when there's going to be a panther or a bear. I mean, that
we've
happens.
never seen that, though, here.
Not here, but it does happen.
Oh, well, sure. In Florida, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, so you never know what kind of wildlife will be coming through. But
we actually do have a panther.
Yeah.
He's laying right there.
The Black Panther.
Icky. That's our cat.
He's chilling out over there.
Yeah, he loves this porch. It's his favorite part of the house.
So yeah, I think the alligator on the porch was the...
Well, because it was just on the porch. Like, it just, like, where did you come from? Like, I mean, it was raining. Like, it was pretty wet and stuff like that, but...
It feels like one of those things that is like that you think is a stereotype and it's not. Like how we've said this before. I'm wearing the Jamaica shirt. Perfect. Great segue.
Okay.
That you always hear like, oh, Jamaicans love Bob Marley. And you think like that's kind of just a thing that's been built up. And then you go to Jamaica and it's like, no, they love Bob Marley. Like,
oh, yeah. Oh, you mean like Florida with alligators?
Florida with alligators,
yeah.
I think, is that same realm. Like,
yeah.
They always talk about alligators. No, like they're everywhere.
They're everywhere. Like, I mean, you can't go to a lake in Florida and not... If you're not seeing an alligator, it's just because you're not seeing it. It's there.
It's like the thing they always say, like, if you've been in the ocean, you've been within 6 feet of a shark. Like, if you've been to Florida,
you've been within 3 inches of a shark.
I mean, we got a long way to get to Australia levels, but with all the stuff they got over there.
Well, those are crocodilias.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying all the things they have. But
yeah,
it's not far off with the gators here. So,
anyways,
hopefully not Waldo though. Clotis, Clotis says the UK anthem sailings are very expensive. A foreign that was like what's her name? Isma.
That did sound like pull the lever, crank, wrong lever. Isma, put your hands in the air.
I love that movie.
I know.
She says very expensive. A 4-night is more expensive as my 14-night on Grandeur next February. Great point. Although, Claude, I do believe you booked that right when it came out. If I recall correctly, we thought we were going to do that, decided not. Those sailings went up in price significantly, just as these adventure sailings did. If you jumped on it right away, you got a great deal. Then they went up. Of course, it is funny for a 4-night to be so much more expensive than a 2-week. Mm-hmm. And again, Anthem versus Grandeur.
Well, and here's the thing, too. We got a situation of high demand and low inventory.
Yes.
You know, I mean, the adventure one that we're booked on, it has raised significantly since we've booked it.
Oh, yes.
So, it definitely, if you're looking to go on one of these sailings, do it as soon as possible.
And I kind of just recommend that. I've been recommending that. You guys know if your clients, people ask, when should we book? I always say just do it as early as possible, especially with the cruise line. Like, if you haven't paid in full and the price goes down, we can change it to the lower price. So, prices, I get notifications every day from our system that electronically monitors our prices for our clients with cruises, with Royal Caribbean and other ones, Royal Caribbean mainly. And so I get those notifications, and I used to get them all the time, especially during the heart of the pandemic, because they were like slashing prices.
Yeah.
I got one yesterday, and that was the first one in like, I don't know, weeks.
Yeah.
They're just not going down anymore. So,
Yeah.
actually, though, someone who benefited from that is on this live right now. So,
Who could it be?
they know who they are. If they check their email, they know who they are. Send them an email about that price drop. Let's see here. Pankaj, I hope I'm saying that right. Why nobody in the cruise community talking about Australia and New Zealand cruising, and even the USA vaccinated so many people? Why not? Of deaths are rising again, and so is Brazil and India and the rest too. I don't know why people don't talk about that. If I had to guess, it's probably just because, at least for us here in the States, that's so far removed. Australia and New Zealand sailings, and we just don't get as many updates on those. It's just not as forefront of mind. It's the same with like the China sailings with Spectrum and stuff like that. It's just not the most common thing. For example, us as travel agents, that's not something we would commonly book.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's just not at the forefront of people's mind. It's something we definitely want to do, though. We want to go to Australia and New Zealand.
Absolutely.
Very, very much.
Yeah, definitely. Like it's very up there. On the list.
The list. He is the list.
It is the
list.
list.
They are the list. M. Rosser says, I'm sorry I'm late. Are you going on the adventure of the season, June? Well, thank you for joining us.
Yes.
Welcome. Yes, we are.
Yes,
adventure
we
of the
are.
season. Not only are we going in June, we are going on the first sailing available.
Which is June 12th.
June 12th, and we'll be documenting it all. Oh, I forgot to mention this earlier. So we said that, of course, we'll be filming it all. We will be attempting, we'll see how the internet works, to go live.
Oh, on Sail Away Day.
Right when we get on board.
Yes, that's our
right
plan.
there while we're parked in Nassau. Hopefully it's a beautiful sunny day and we can go live on location and show you and talk about it and be the first ones with content out. No. Just kidding.
Well,
I'm not.
I mean, probably one of the first ones. I don't know if the first ones.
Well, because we won't get our videos out until we get back. We're not going to edit on the cruise, so
right.
we don't have time. So, but we'll do that, and then that'll give you guys like a taste, right?
Yes.
A taste of royal.
I'm
That's a thing that they do. That's a little joke there.
Like, is that like a food tasting thing?
Yeah, it's like sampling different courses from different restaurants on board. We've never done that. Maybe we should. So yeah, there we go. And
Yeah.
Rasa, we will be there, and you will be joining us, hopefully,
Yay!
virtually.
I'm
Or in
excited.
person. Anyone going? Is anyone going? I think you probably would have told us if
That's
any of
true.
you are actually going to be on our cruise, I would hope.
That would be fun, though.
Jabi's here. Hi. Hello,
Hi,
Jabi. Nice to see you as always. Ken says, I am picturing you.
Hello.
And we're back.
We're back. We blipped again.
YouTube's just dropping the ball today.
I
Not sending the
guess.
notifications. We're dropping out here because our internet is actually fantastic. But
Well, this
I don't know
has
what's
never
going on
happened
here.
before. But
There's Icky. That's
There's-
what he does.
that's what he does.
See him climbing up the screen.
You know, Icky, not the time. I don't even know what you're trying to get. You're a little baby kitty. Say hi to the world, Icky.
What a weirdo.
Yep.
Great.
That's
You're
what
all
I meant
weirdo.
by a Black Panther.
Yeah.
We do have one.
There he is. All right. So sorry about that. Not
Yes.
sure what happened there. But yeah, Ken, that's exactly what we have in mind. GoPro Max 360 action on sail away from Nassau. Again, hopefully beautiful weather because that will make
Yeah.
all the difference in the world.
Well, Nassau is so pretty when it has pretty weather.
The water. Oh.
And honestly, I don't think we've ever been to Nassau on a bad day. I feel like
No,
I
I
feel
think
like
every time we've been, it's
every day's been a pretty day at Nassau.
bright and sunny. So fingers crossed.
Yay! I'm excited.
That'll be cool. Andrew asked, how much was the airfare y'all booked to Nassau? So we, again, I don't know if you were here when I mentioned this earlier. It's gone up significantly. It's about $850 for both of us. Round trip on JetBlue. That is from Orlando, flying nonstop direct to
Yeah.
Nassau. So about that. And now I looked up those same exact flights, and now it's like 1,300 and something.
Yeah.
So they took quite a hike there. Hannah says, lizards count. I'm in Ohio. If that happened here with lizards, I would have jumped. Okay, so there you go.
There you go.
There's your little
We have-
jump scare.
We have lizards all the time. We just had one in the living room the other day because it's Florida and things outside end up inside all the time.
Bats. That's something we didn't mention earlier.
Oh, that
we have
happened
bats
once.
here. No, it's happened twice.
Oh, it was twice?
Someone helped account for that.
Oh, it was twice. I
One-
forgot.
The one time it kind of, I think it flew out on its own. The other time it hung up on our fireplace.
Oh, it was.
Because our fireplace is like the stones all the way up,
Yeah.
and it was just like roosting up there.
Yeah, like its little tiny
cute.
feet was. Bats are cool,
Little
but
cute bat. I had to catch it with a net and get it out of here.
yeah. And that never happens in the middle of the day. That happens at like 2 in the morning.
Of course.
But
So that's that. Lizards count. Though,
that's our life here.
according to Hannah. Devin says airfare just for my family to get the Bahamas would have been over $3,000. Oof.
That's a big one.
That is a big one.
Yeah.
Too bad. Hopefully it won't, those prices will get better, or, obviously the best thing, we could just get back to sailing
From here.
And our West Coast friends represent. Now throw your hands up.
Whoa.
That kind of thing. Because we talked about it before. Navigator of the Seas, one of our favorite ships, heading to the West Coast. Now early. Did you guys know about this?
Yeah.
We said it was going to be summer of next year, and now it's actually going to be November of this year.
Yeah.
So those cruises were already supposed to go on sale, and then they didn't. They delayed that, and then the reason being is because they're actually bumping it up. So Navigator of the Seas will be heading to Los Angeles, California. Yay!
Oh, you're getting a good one, guys.
Setting sail from November. So now everyone's covered. Our friends over on the West Coast, everyone can sail from Galveston, Texas, in the middle of the country, and then here on the East Coast we have a lot. So
Not currently, but
no,
we
but
will.
when everything gets started back up, that's where we'll be. Ken says Monica blue on the Disney hull is a perfect color. Yes, it is. It's
Yes.
just gorgeous. The whole color scheme. It is funny though, because if you ever watch a documentary about Disney Cruise Line, like an older one, like Samantha Brown on Travel Channel kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You would always hear the guy. There was always the one guy too that'd say, and we, lifeboats are usually orange, and we receive special permission from the Coast Guard to paint ours Mickey yellow.
And now they're all yellow.
They're all yellow. Royal Caribbean's boats are yellow. Like everyone's doing yellow.
It's so funny because I see like the other cruise lines being like, "You're getting away with this, Disney. We'll do it just because." It's not Mickey yellow, but we're gonna have yellow too.
It's beautiful ships. Beautiful ships.
They
though.
really are.
A bunch of people saying we're back. Yes, we are back again. And John T says, "Howdy, guys." Hello, John. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for coming.
Devin asks, "Why don't you have super chats set up?" That's a good question. And the basic answer is we don't really understand the super chat thing. It's never anything we've really looked into.
Well, I mean, I have like a somewhat understanding of it. I because my understanding is that you pay to like get like to use that function. Is that right?
I think.
I mean,
But I don't know. Does it? I think it just comes up like a special color, right? I don't know if there's any more to it than that.
we might look into it. We might become more educated about it. It was just something that we just hadn't really looked into yet fully, but
And if it is something with money, it's just like we always say. The people ask, "How can we support you?" And watching the videos, letting the ads play helps. Subscribing, liking, all that stuff that every YouTuber goes on and on about that we don't like to go on and on about. But
Yeah.
that stuff does help. And, of course, sharing it with anyone you know. But the absolute best way is if you can just allow us to be your travel agents. And if we can partner together, I always tell you it's completely free. It is. Some other travel agents are not, but we are. We don't charge any kinds of fees or anything like that. So, booking your Royal Caribbean, Disney Cruises, Sandos beaches, theme parks, stuff like that. So that's how you can support it. I think that's maybe why. It's just because we don't...
yeah, I mean, that's why, people have asked us about Patreon too, and that's kind of like the same reasoning. We don't feel the need for you guys to have to pay something on here or like because of the videos, because we would be doing that anyway. So,
Yeah.
we don't want some people to have access to stuff just, we basically want everyone to have the same playing field, whether they can afford extra things or not. And yeah, and there's just other ways to support us to where we don't, need you guys to be like shelling out anything extra.
Hopefully one of these days it will be a group cruise that we can all go on
Oh,
together.
that would be the best.
Someone had mentioned that on a social media question
But
earlier today. So.
Oh, okay. But if there is anything like that, super chat or Patreon, like, you know, we're not really looking to do any of that kind of stuff, but if people are wanting that or something, then maybe we would, like, think about it anymore. So, I mean, let us know if you're desiring that, but yeah, otherwise that's the situation.
That's the sitch.
Yeah.
As Kim Possible would say. What's the sitch?
What's the sitch?
Ding, ding, ding,
Ding,
ding.
ding.
It's very difficult to do the Kim Possible tone and not do the Power Rangers tone.
Yeah.
Ding, ding,
Ding,
ding, ding, ding.
That was...
Ding, 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 ding. It's like the same tone, basically. I think Kim's is like a note or two shorter, and it's faster.
Mm-hmm.
Alpha, locate teenagers with attitude.
That was my text tone for, like, ever, remember?
Yeah.
Do. Why did I stop that? I think I just got a new phone, so it...
Well, that, and it was just like when you would get a lot of texts, like if you were texting with your sister or whatever, it was like... It started sounding like the Mario theme.
It's true.
Or like the not Torky, Jesus. The Quirky Worky song from Phineas and Ferb.
Oh, yeah.
Skibbity-ba, 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 skibbity-da, 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 skibbity-da. Rich says, do you guys think that August sailings will actually happen? So we talked about this earlier. Of course, we don't know. There's a lot of back and forth to go and things to be decided from powers that be that are not us. But we do feel like there is a good chance for July to happen. And then obviously August would follow suit. Of course, it will be a phased-in approach. So it may not be every sailing, may not be every ship, and it may not be the original iteration of that sailing.
Right.
So we'll have to just be, as Elastigirl once said, be more flexible.
Yep.
So
that's the name of the game right now, that's for sure.
Dun, 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 dun. So there's another one, the Incredibles theme. Dun, 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 dun. That kind of sounds like the Brooklyn Nine-Nine theme.
Dun, 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 dun.
John asks, are you guys booked on an Adventure of the Seas cruise? I joined late. Well, thank you for joining us. And yes, we are. Adventure of the Seas, the first sailing.
June 12th.
June 12th. Out of Nassau. We will be there, not square, on our balcony for the first time. Show you guys what it's like.
In over a year.
We hope you will join us virtually.
Yes.
Robin says, just finished our Universal vacay. It was fabulous. Thanks again for your help. Yes, Robin was a client. I helped her plan her Universal vacation. I'm so glad to hear that you had a great time.
Oh.
And the Freedom Passes is something, if you're a military member, Robin took advantage of this, and that's something good for you guys to know. Universal has a fantastic thing right now called the Freedom Pass. And I won't get into all the details, but it's like a super, super, super good deal. So
yeah,
there's restrictions apply, results may vary, that kind of thing. But something to keep in mind. So we're glad you had a great time.
Universal was so much fun.
Hopefully it wasn't too crowded or anything, and because it can be. They've had to shut it down several times. Not shut it down, but capacity.
Oh, did you see Velocicoaster in motion?
Ooh, Velocicoaster has an opening date now. 2 days before we leave for our adventure sailing.
I know.
June 10th, so.
I know.
Exciting times indeed.
That's so cool.
These really are the days of our lives.
That bridge that the Velocicoaster goes right over, that opened like 2 days after we were there.
This is great too, because our favorite place, if you've watched our Universal vlogs, our favorite place to eat lunch and sometimes dinner is Three Broomsticks in Hogsmeade Village, and we always like to sit outside. Mm-hmm. There's a back door patio there, great views, and we haven't been able to do that recently because of the construction. So hopefully that'll be gone now and we can get back out there.
And see the cool coaster while we're eating.
You're drinking out of a Universal cup right now.
I always drink out of these cups.
Those are the free cups that we got as pass holders when Universal reopened after their closure from the pandemic. They had a deal where if you were a pass holder and you bought an entree, you got this refillable mug for free. And that day you could refill it as many times as you wanted for free. And then since then, we pay $9.99 for the day. Mm-hmm. And you can refill it as many times as you want. Sodas, waters, Powerades, all the Coke Freestyle machines. Mm-hmm. And the coup de grace for Chelsy is...
the Ices.
Ices included in that price, so you cannot beat that.
I'm telling you, one of my favorite things about going to Universal/Volcano Bay is bringing this mug and filling it up with Ices all day.
It's true.
To my heart's content.
Many Ices.
And so, it just makes me so happy.
I love Volcano Bay.
It is just such a simple pleasure.
That is the best place.
It is.
Devin says you should look into super chats. It's more of a way for someone to donate money to you. It's not like a subscription that allows you access to extra member only type content. Okay, yeah, I mean, it may be something we look towards. Like we mentioned, I think, I mean, that's very, very generous of you guys to be considering that. Yeah, I don't know that it's something we're looking for at this time, but it's something we will consider.
I tell you what, we will actually sit down and learn about it.
Yeah.
And actually learn about it. Because I have gotten, like, an email, like, about, or emails about it before, like, oh, you could do this. But just, you know, life, not one of the things on the forefront of mind. But I appreciate the information, and we actually will look at it.
So
I don't know if we're gonna do it, but we'll look at it.
Thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah.
Icky sneezes.
But that's kind, like, you know, whether we do it or not, just please know that it's appreciated that you care enough about this channel that you would bring something like that to our attention. Like,
yes,
when it's something like that, donate. Like, that's really nice.
We
and
very much appreciate that. Like last live, we had people asking about a PO box, so. Because they want to send us things. That's really, really cool. You guys are awesome. We love the community that we're building here. Mm-hmm. I think the hardest part for the pandemic, one of the hardest parts of the pandemic for us, because obviously there's been, people have suffered much, much more than we have, and so we don't take that lightly. But for us personally, I think one of the hardest things has been like the lack of progress, or let's say the slowing of progress of building the community, because we were going pretty good there. Yeah. Before everything shut down, you know, we did our independence, and then that kind of boosted everything, and people were starting to really come on, and then Anthem was dropping, and then everything shut down. So it's kind of slow. It's picking back up, though, and the more we can get back out there and do more things, you know, gives everyone an opportunity to join in. I think that's really cool. So
yeah, I mean, we're primarily, you know, I'd say at least, you know, before the pandemic, like 70% cruise channel, and our business name is Cruise Planners. So cruising not being fully operational is not the best thing, but I appreciate people who have stuck around even without the cruising being a factor. So that's really cool.
Yes, that is really cool. As Icky now meows to leave the porch because he is a cat, and that's what cats do.
I'll let him out because he's been meowing for like 10 minutes.
Let's see. John T says, June 12th cruise is going to have so many awesome YouTube vloggers like yourself. It's going to be awesome to follow, and I can't wait. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Like we said, we weren't aware of anyone else going, but that's great to hear. So it'll be a good time, and we're glad all of you will get to experience that virtually, right? If you're not able to go for yourself and do it in person, as you're waiting for U.S. cruises to resume, that will be able to bring you that. So.
Well, and it's nice multiple vloggers being there because, you know, as thorough as we try to be, or as probably other vloggers try to be, it's impossible to get everything in a sailing. You know, there's you guys know how cruises are. There's so much going on all the time. So, you know, between all the cruise vloggers, like, can get like a very full picture of everything. So that's cool.
That's awesome. Robin says, in regards to the Velocicoaster, we saw it testing and it was gorgeous. Never hit capacity on our 3 days, but it did before and after our trip.
Oh, good
No
timing.
Rain and perfect weather.
Nice.
That's a grand slam right there.
That's great.
That's awesome. We're very glad to hear that. And thank you again for allowing us the opportunity to partner with you on that journey. So look forward to more in the future, and we're glad you enjoyed that one very much. Ken says, so thank you. That will teach me to monitor my email. Ken was the person I was referring to that had a price drop that we saw earlier. Question, have you heard anything about the planned train from West Palm Beach to Disney Springs? Not enough that it's stood out to us to bother to really look into it. I know there's a lot of progress being made on those trains and coming from the different places and stuff like that. And typically, depending on what it is, we don't follow things very in-depthly until it's more pressing, until it's actually time for it to get close to starting, or if it's going to start affecting people's travels and things we're booking. And
well, and when it's absolute too.
That as well, yeah.
Because sometimes stuff, you know, like a plan comes into place but doesn't come to fruition.
So
Yeah.
But we do know that there's a lot of work going on with that. Haven't heard too much. And then of course the administration did announce that they're looking to do that a lot of improvement in spending on the infrastructure of the country. And Amtrak was not that that's an Amtrak train, but they were at the forefront of that kind of thing. It was annoying though because they put out this map of like by 2035, if everything goes right, these are the trains that we could have going and the different routes we could have. Amtrak, that is. And so it had all this stuff all around the country. And then there was one line that was dots. And the dots on the key meant suspended. Service suspended. And where was that? From Jacksonville over to New Orleans.
Which we 1000% would have done that train ride. And we've been wanting to do that.
Not just to go there, but to continue on out west. Now, of course, the tracks, unfortunately, were damaged in the hurricane. I believe it was Katrina that did that. And so that's why. But it was just such like a sting because we love train travel. We've done Amtrak from Florida to New York City twice. Would totally do it again. Want to go out west and do it. And that one little span, if that was completed,
then it's just like so much more options.
It was just so funny because there's all these lines all around the country. We could go here, we could go to Vegas, we could go to Phoenix. We never done these places, and then it was like, oh, now no, that's not happening. No matter what.
This is a lost cause. Right
Understandable,
here.
understandable,
no,
but
it's how it is. Maybe one day. Who knows?
One day, maybe we'll just head over. I think I said New Orleans. I think that's where. It's
so.
At least Alabama, but I think it's New Orleans.
I know we've talked about we wish we could take the train to New Orleans.
We wish
that'd be
more than anything,
more than life.
Maybe we'll just go over there and then pick up the train and head out on the rest of the way.
Yeah.
And we would definitely want to do the one. I forget the name now. Was it Pacific Starlight or something like that on the Pacific West Coast there?
Definitely.
Well, that was redundant. Pacific Coast, West Coast, whichever you call it. I think I had Pacific Northwest in my mind. So Devin asked Robin, I don't usually say what you guys are talking to each other about, but I think this is good for people to know. Did she have any issues picking up her freedom passes at the park, those military passes I was talking about for Universal? And she said, no issues. They had a confirmation from me, confirmation number, at Endless Summer Dockside. That's the resort that they stayed at. We went to the ticket desk and got them instantly. Desk closed at 6 p.m. So there you go.
Perfect.
That's great. Get that confirmation, show them ID usually, and give them right to you.
Glad it was easy peasy.
Stephanie says, aside from those ports where ships will begin departing from, are most Caribbean/Mexican ports saying they will accept cruise ships, or do some still have restrictions in place? Well, I would tell you this. When we have been doing our Sandals/Beaches grand tour for the last 5 or 6 months, right? We're in several places. The Bahamas had been the strictest place on entry. They required quarantine for 2 weeks for the longest time. They don't any longer, but they've been one of the strictest. And obviously, cruises are going from there. We're going to Cozumel. We're going to Grand Bahama. I didn't write down the itinerary of all these other ones, but it's several different places. Jamaica, St. Martin's involved. I haven't heard anything about a port not accepting ships other than I know Grand Cayman had said something a while back, but I don't know if they've checked up on that or not.
Yeah, I mean, the islands that take cruise ships, obviously that's a big part in their economy, so I definitely think that they would want that back in their economy as soon as possible. And I definitely think they want that. But I also know that they're not going to risk the safety for their citizens if they feel like it's going to cause a problem.
Sure.
So it's hard because every island's going to have their own level of comfort and their own idea of what protocol should be in place.
So with that said, we already told you we're leaving from Bahamas, going to Cozumel, going to Grand Bahama Island. Vision from Bermuda will be in Bermuda, obviously, and is going to Perfect Day as well. Mm-hmm. So the Norwegian Cruises, the Joy from Montego goes Montego Bay, obviously, Jamaica, Harvest Caye, Roatan, Cozumel, and Ocho Rios, also in Jamaica. Mm-hmm. And then they have an Eastern Caribbean itinerary from the Dominican Republic, Punta Cana, that also goes to Bridgetown, that's Barbados. Castries is St. Lucia. Hello.
Okay.
Phillipsburg, which is St. Martin, and then St. John's. So, I mean, you're checking off a lot of places there.
That's a pretty wide gamut of islands right there.
Yeah, so we haven't heard too much about about pushback on that, except, you know. Here.
Well, yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
We're not gonna beleaguer the point, as Icky has now begun hunting something. So, cat updates during the live.
Yeah, and by hunting, I just mean he's like messing about.
Stalking something.
Yeah, like a bug or something.
Yeah, he hears something rustling. Maybe it's Waldo.
Oh no! Icky, don't find Waldo! Let's see, are we caught up?
What is he doing?
He's messing about.
Uh-oh, he's digging. Anyone who has a cat knows what
God.
that means. Let's move on. R. Hutchison says, what is your favorite ship and cruise port to visit? Great questions. See, we love questions like this.
Oh, say it again. What's our favorite
So
one?
it's kind of like two questions in one. What's our favorite ship?
Okay.
And what's our favorite cruise port to visit?
One of our favorite ships is Oasis.
Oasis of the Seas. And we've given this spiel before really quick, though. Oasis was always our favorite, and then we went on Anthem. And then it was like, ooh, this is tough, because now this is... And we haven't been on Oasis in so long, and then we were going to go on Oasis of the Seas again with the Royal Amplification. And we're like, now we can compare them. And then we never got to go.
Yeah.
So Oasis would be near the top, especially because we do know those things are on there and that we love them. So
Yeah.
good chance it would be Oasis.
I think it'd probably still be Oasis.
Watch out for Odyssey, though.
Odyssey's gonna be awesome.
That's Anthem plus Playmakers in the Seaplex. Skypad on deck. New restaurants.
Yeah.
I mean, laser tag.
I know.
Come on.
It's gonna be good.
Come on. Odyssey is going to be nutso. And so we will look forward to doing Odyssey when it makes its way here to the States.
Yes.
So.
For sure. But yes, we love Oasis. We thoroughly loved Anthem. I also love Disney Dream.
Yes. Our location of engagement.
That's correct. That's probably my favorite Disney ship
Yeah, because
that I've been on.
we haven't sailed on the Magic, but we know what the Wonder's like. I've sailed on it. You've seen it. You've done a tour. Love all the Disney ships, but just really like the Dream class with the Dream and the Fantasy, and then the Dream was more Art Deco, the Fantasy more Art Nouveau, and Art Deco's we really like Art Deco,
Yeah.
and then we just like the color scheme, and it has
It's nice. It's a pretty
nostalgia
ship.
for us. So.
It's a pretty ship.
And now the second part to that question was our favorite cruise port to visit. That's a difficult one.
Cruise port to visit.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you right off the top, Castaway Cay is fantastic.
Yeah,
Disney's Private Island.
Yeah, and if we're including private islands, I'm gonna say Coco Cay too. Perfect Day.
Yeah, that was gonna leak into that. So
But if it's
not a private island.
non-private island, I like stopping in Jamaica.
Yeah.
And
It's a lot of cool stuff to do there. You know, what's really come on for us is Cozumel. Because there is so much cool stuff to do there.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of the thing. It's beautiful, the water and stuff, but just when we went to explore, that really changed the game. Like,
We're forgetting about a very big one for us.
Bonaire.
Yeah, Bonaire.
Oh, yes.
Oh my gosh, Bonaire.
Bonaire of the ABC Islands, Aruba, Bonaire, and Curacao. Bonaire was our favorite by far.
We love Bonaire.
Now, we've only been the one time, but
It's still a
it
favorite.
stood out. So those are the ones that come to mind, come to the forefront
Definitely.
of mind. Great question, though. Love questions like
Very
that.
good question.
Robert. Got Robert coming out. Robert, good to see you. I feel like it's been a while. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but good to see you again. I'm taking Amtrak train from Philly to Kissimmee next month. First time in Roomette. Also,
Ooh.
first time back to Disney World since like 2016. So excited. Wow, that's awesome.
You should be.
Great for you, Robert.
I love those roomettes.
Yes. We did the Roomette, our first trip. They mentioned the 2 New York City trips. The first time, and then we had the actual full bedroom the second time, and I think we preferred the roomette.
The roomette is just so cozy. I mean, the roomette is like perfect for 2 people. It's perfect.
Yeah.
And just like the seats by the window, I like the roomette. And obviously, I like Disney World. You're gonna have a great time, man. So much new stuff you're gonna see.
Yes.
So.
And I said, well, I don't know if I said from Florida or if I said Orlando. It was actually Kissimmee, where you're headed. That was the station that we departed from.
Yep.
So there you go. Well, I hope you have a great time. at Disney since 2016. So there will definitely be some major differences over at Hollywood Studios. You won't even recognize it.
Yeah.
Toy Story Land, Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, all of that new stuff there coming in hot. So
there's a lot. You know.
Epcot is a construction zone. Be prepared.
Yeah, but
still great. Still lots of cool stuff. But
yeah, and I mean, you'll definitely be seeing some other construction, like, you know, see Tron being built at Magic Kingdom.
The new painted castle at Magic Kingdom.
Oh yeah, and it's like getting
its 50th adornments.
Yeah, it has like new little like gold.
Those are being added.
Wiggly things, yeah.
Yeah. So wow. Wait, 2016 was Pandora even open? I don't think so. I think that was 2017 at Animal Kingdom. Have you even seen Pandora World of Avatar? So then that's gonna be like really big.
That's gonna be cool.
Yeah. So last time I was there, Pandora had yet to open. So there you go. Wow, man. This is gonna be great for you, Robert.
Man,
fantastic.
Definitely see it at night.
Yes,
definitely
it's
go.
It's cool
at
to
night.
go see it during the day with the waterfalls and such, but at
night is where it's at for sure.
It is different. We are caught up, but as always, we will encourage you to send questions, thoughts, comments, talking points, emojis, whatever you would like, as we will begin to wrap up here. So it looks like we are slowing down. We know it's a beautiful Saturday, at least where we're at. Maybe not for Clodagh. She's got hail and stuff coming down. But probably have plans you want to get to, things you want to do. Might want to be taken in round 3 of the Masters, a tradition unlike any other.
The Masters.
So lots of fun things to do, so we won't want to keep you all day. But again, if you do have anything else, definitely send it. We will address it here before we sign off. So that's where we're at right now with cruising. Everything's kind of in limbo with the U.S. We'll see. It feels like it's progressing. We'll see at what rate that happens. But in the meantime, we do have lots of other options. Keep an eye out, too. I would not be surprised if the longer we go, the more options you start to hear about. From cruises leaving from other places. So
yeah, I mean, the good news is that cruising is going to exist again. I mean, I know we all want them, you know, for the people who are living in the States, want it to be happening in the States. We definitely do too. But the good thing is that there are sailings that are going to exist. So that's a great thing. And we'll definitely let you guys know. I wouldn't be surprised if we do another live here, at least in the semi-soon future, because I just think in the next couple months there's going to be a lot of news, cruise news coming in.
For sure.
I mean, even there's just been a lot of stuff within the last 2 weeks. We wanted to do a live last week, like last Saturday, like when they announced the 2A phase. But we had some scheduling conflicts and we couldn't do it. But even since then, like in 1 week's time, there was so much more to talk about. So I think that's just going to be kind of the pattern we have moving forward. So definitely, you know, stay tuned. We will be giving you information as much as we can, as soon as we can. But thanks, you guys, for just hanging in there while we're still in cruise limbo, but hopefully it won't last for too much longer.
No, hopefully not. And so we always like to talk about, before we sign off of our live streams, you know, everyone asks what's in the future, what's coming up, what's happening. So in terms of the channel, in terms of what we're doing, all that jazz. So in terms of the channel, we mentioned we did just wrap up our Beaches, Turks, and Caicos playlist. That is now complete with that very, very long tour being added to that list. So you can check that out now. That's available on the channel. So now we proceed to move into
St. Lucia!
Sandals Regency La Toc in St. Lucia. Of course, we had visited that location before on a day pass on on our last cruise.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Anthem of the Seas over a year ago.
Yeah.
And so we had visited, we did the full tour. That video is already up on the channel. But then we went back last month. Sandals had us down. We went for a few days down there to do a travel agent thing. Of course, our live webinar that we did, some of you hopped on and took advantage of those offers. So great. We thank you for that. But now come the videos, the 4 daily vlogs. Yeah?
Yeah.
We're
Room tours.
Room tours. Oh, and a really cool room tour, too.
Yeah, we have a couple. We didn't do another resort tour because we already had that.
We already had that.
But yeah, we'll be having vlogs coming out and that whole thing, so we can show you more in depth about that resort. So that'll be really fun.
That will be fun. And then in terms of what we're doing, we have some things in the future on the docket that are just smaller and are, you know, as it's too far in the future, it's not even worth talking about.
Yeah.
So I think just the biggest thing to keep in mind, June 12th, again,
Yeah.
Adventure of the Seas, sailing from Nassau. That seems like it's going to go. I'm getting emails about it from Royal Caribbean, like how to be prepared. Oh, actually, that's a good point. I did want to mention that, just so you know. So they are starting to send emails about that. Like, make sure you have the Royal Caribbean app downloaded. Make sure all your information's up to date on it. Be prepared that you will be fully vaccinated, and you will need a negative PCR test. So that's confirmed now because there was some confusion. The kids need the negative test. Do the fully vaccinated adults do it? Yes. At this point in time, everyone does.
Okay.
That's a requirement to get into the Bahamas, though, at this point. So that was going to be the case regardless.
Yeah, so you kind of have to do that because you're going to be flying there. And I think we probably will end up doing kind of like how we've done before, like prepare for travel kind of video
Yes.
for this
Oh,
first
absolutely.
one out because it's different. It's just going to be different this time.
And we know people have questions about that, like, are they requiring this? Do you have to do this? And so what Royal Caribbean has been saying is that, hey, we're going to be doing these things. We'll let you know within 30 days of your sailing because they're trying to stay up to date. These things change all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like I mentioned, if it was, like a month or two ago, you couldn't go to the Bahamas without quarantining for 2
Right.
weeks. So things change. Jamaica, now you can get an antigen, a rapid test. You don't need a PCR test to go there. So things change. So once we have more solid information, requirements we need, we'll be sharing that with you
Yeah.
here on the channel, making videos about it as we get ready for our travels. We'll be looking to do that live stream once we get on board. Hopefully that works out.
Yeah.
And then we'll have the videos from there. So that's where we're at. That's what's in the future, what's on the docket for the channel and for our travels coming up. And as we progress and we get closer to other things, we'll let you know about those as well.
Yeah.
Couple last minute comments here. Clodagh says, thank you for a great afternoon. Hope you all stay safe and see you soon. Thank you so much, Clodagh,
Thanks,
for joining us. We
Clodagh.
always appreciate it, especially with the time difference over there. So we're glad you could join us. And hopefully that weather's not coming down too bad for you. So hang in there. Ken says, no honorable mention for the boat with favorite bovines and Crayola. Of course, Ken referring to Independence of the Seas.
Yeah, I mean, we do love Independence, especially Jen and Barry.
Jen and Barry, Crayola.
Now, if you asked us what's our favorite animal on a ship,
Yeah.
it would be them. Or
Yeah.
Gigi. We like Gigi too.
Oh, don't forget about Gigi. Gigi the Trap. We kind of said that like the on the TV on Royal Caribbean.
Oh, yeah.
Don't forget about the shot. Oh, I did forget about the shot. But I didn't forget about
the stuff.
when they talk about like what it means to be a crown and anchor member.
Yeah.
If you've ever watched that, you know what we're talking about.
My
Super
gosh.
Mario's on it.
Do you think that's still going to be the same when we get on?
I hope so.
I do
don't want that to
too.
change. It's been the same since we went on our first Royal Caribbean cruise in 2017. So
And you know what else? The song, Wash Your Hands.
now that they can get rid of, I'd be okay with that.
I want to hear it. Wash your hands. They're just going to be playing that constantly. Wash your hands, please. Keep it clean here.
We have to. Robin says, thank you. Can't wait to see your Royal Caribbean videos from your cruise in June. Well, thank you for joining us, and we
Yay.
can't wait to share those videos with you. So with that, we are all caught up. I think we've discussed everything we wanted to talk about. But as always, if you have anything you want to discuss further, let us know.
Yeah.
If you have any plans, you want to look to book something, now is the time. Now is the best time. Now is the best time of your life. So reach out via the travel agent information you can find on the channel, HoffmanHappyTravels.com. That is our website.
It's also in the description down below.
There you go. So we can find that there. Reach out to me. Reach out to us. We'll be happy to help you with anything you're looking at doing. If you want to go ahead and book a cruise, a Caribbean cruise, we could do that. Lay, sandals, beaches. We've had some people go to beaches, Turks, and they absolutely loved it. So
How could you not?
no, I don't know. I honestly don't know. So,
I don't know either.
if you want to look at doing that or going to one of Sandals locations around the Caribbean, they're open. You can go there. There's no restriction. I mean, there's some restrictions. You have to, get a test and
Gotta do the
fill out an
dance.
authorization. We've shown you how to do all that stuff, though, so it's easy enough, and you can do that, and you can go there. You don't need to wait for the CDC to say you can. So that can be done. If you want to go to Universal, Disney, something like that, that can happen too. Hey, if you're a California resident, you can even start looking at going back to Disneyland. So we can handle that as well. All right, that's everything for today. That's the news as it is. Like Chelsy mentioned, there will probably be a lot more coming soon. So
Yes.
we hope, right? If there's news,
Right.
that's good. So
News is good.
we'll look forward to speaking with you about that then. As always, we want to thank you all for joining us here today, listening to us blabber on for an hour and 45 minutes, but it's always a joy. One of our favorite things to do. We legitimately get excited about doing live streams because we get to talk to you guys, and it's just the best. So, thank you, as always, for joining us. I think that's going to do it for today.
Yep.
For Waldo, missing in action. For Icky, out. Bandit, who is not here. He's inside.
He's probably sleeping.
Everyone else here in Florida. The butterfly that just flew by. And both of us. Thank you. And we're signing off. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Until next time.
Happy travels.
Dun, dun,